What's up? We have, I believe, one final unboxing video. I mean, they're unboxing because these are not the legitimate. This is a BRS case, and we had a Squid Industries Heed, and now a, yes, Zippy product. So, pseudo unboxings, and let's talk about. I thought I was done bleeding. I'm so sorry. I will not get blood on your product. This is a loaner from Buffalo Dingus. This is the Cycloid 2.1, and ooh, we have the Tanto blade compared to my Leaf blade. So, you might be thinking, what the heck are you holding already? This on top is my own Balisong. This is the Cycloid HD, and below is the Cycloid 2.1. If you have a 2, apparently they're basically the same. There's small differences here and there. And I'm just going to double check the prices so that his Cycloid HD Zippy. So, this was basically the last thing that I need to borrow before I make a plastic Balisong tier list. And there is, however, one more Balisong that I will receive. It's the Flip Forge palette. I'm still waiting for it to arrive, though. So the HD, which is glass reinforced nylon, is $95. And the Cycloid 2.1, let's double check that. Hello, Cycloid. The Cycloid 2.1 is $89. That's a $6 difference. That's a lot less than I thought it was going to be. I don't know what. This also says it's glass reinforced nylon, so now I'm trying to figure out what's the difference. Well, we'll find out the difference in flipping. The HD heavy duty, more premium plastic butterfly knife trainer. Whether you're looking for your first flipper, HD is heavier, more durable, and more rigid, older brother to the Cycloid version 2.1. HD features channel construction handles clocking at 2.8 ounces opposed to 2.5 ounces. That said, I'm still going to give it away. Might as well. Also, take with a grain of salt what my scale says. It's an inexpensive kitchen scale. 2.5. Oh, wow. Okay. Am I done bleeding? I think I'm done bleeding. Yeah, part of this was to buy time for my finger to coagulate. Okay, so I also have the edit light here and the calico over here, which I will go back and forth to. Nope, I'm still bleeding. Fuck. Alright, well, let's talk about more service things. So this is like really rubbery feeling. This is basically like a dense plastic feeling. This is hard. This is hard. This is a little squishy, but still hard. Like if I press my fingernail into it, it's not gonna dent. But there's an amount of mild elasticity feeling to it. This back here is actually quite smooth. This is a rougher texture. Sorry, I wish I could show you, but it's honestly not even visibly coarse looking to the naked eye. This one here all sort of looks the same though, at least in terms of the construction. Now the blade, again, this is the Tanto blade versus the Leaf blade. This impressively dense thing. And also these are removable spacers, which you can pop out and look at the weight. This one is maximum weight. It is 3 tungsten balls, or 2 tungsten balls. 2 tungsten balls and 3 discs, 3 tungsten discs. So that's going to be a lot of weight. Not mine, but I'm tempted to just pop out my spacers and, like, instead of fucking around with all those weights, I might just be like, how does this feel with my weight distribution? The Cycloid 2.1. Now, I was basically going to make a point that, if you wanted the more premium one, the Cycloid HD is more expensive. But being a $6 difference, that's really minor. Almost negligibly so compared to, like, even a lot of, like, the Nabali's ones. It's like, oh, the difference is $10. You're like, okay, well, that's not a huge difference, but Alright, so yeah, there's definitely a handle bias, but that's also just because of the spacers, so I might pop them out for the first. Sorry, I'm trying not to get blood. Chaplain's well. Hello. Again, thank you, Buffalo Dingus. I promise that there's no blood on this. There will be no blood on this when you get it back. There's no blood on this right now. It's fine. But I also am... It's only $6 cheaper. The nylon one... Sorry, the HD one, it's heavy duty, and it is weightier by 0.3 ounces. Not insignificant at all, but honestly, while $95 for a plastic Balisong might seem steep, it is a very, very high quality plastic Balisong. And $86 for a plastic Balisong isn't that much cheaper. I don't think this is bad at all, by no means. It just doesn't feel as premium. This is a perfectly fine Balisong. What's interesting is like this smooth texture is actually quite nice. The edit in comparison is much blockier. It's much thicker. And this texture is like, it's a bit of texture no matter what. Even like this one has like some texture on the faces. Let's see if we can get this to show up. This one was Telestro's. I don't know if it'll show up, but basically there's some texture on the faces, but there's still a coarse, kind of rough feeling from the plastic anyways. But the Cycloid HD is the Cycloid 2.1, that's going to be confusing. 2.1, much smoother, much more comfortable, much easier to, like if you're sensitive to various textures. I know a lot of my friends who are autistic have a lot of feelings about like various textures. This one is very smooth and comfortable and a little, I don't want to really say slick, but you can run your finger up and down on it. It's like slick but like rubbery almost. Even the HD does have like a bit of a coarser texture. The Calico is also relatively smooth, but this is just a very different feeling. I'm sure at some point when I do my full review and I do my plastic Balisong tier list, I'll compare what the materials are, but I won't be able to promise you that I know a lot about 3D printed plastics and the differences between them. Like, I'll do my best to research. Yeah, the Calico is maybe a little thicker. Maybe. It's kind of marginal. Actually, one thing I want to test. Calico has some rubber stoppers to prevent it from clacking, which is good because right now it's after midnight. It's a bit clacky-er, but not like the edit, which I will not do right now because my roommates are sleeping. Sorry, I'm going to at some point flip this more, but do be aware that if you are considering between the Calico and the Edit Lite and the palette eventually, I will be able to compare the palette. Know that the Cycloid 2.1 and the Cycloid HD have removable weights. You can remove them up here as well as these hot swappable spacers. Do be aware though that sometimes getting the weights in and out of down here can be a little tricky, but it doesn't require any disassembly. Just force to push tungsten balls and wheels in and out. So that's kind of cool. These are also like I later bought flushed screws. So I don't know if he now has flushed ones now, but these are before he introduced that. Again, this is a loaner from Buffalo Dingus. Thank you. The Calico is set. Also, I'm just gonna be super real with you all. Do not buy a Calico new right now. I don't think Tay Flipper can fulfill that order. And if he can, it's going to take a while. And even if he does, I don't know if my friend whose Calico, which arrived banana warped, is ever going to get fixed. And, like, it's not that he sent it out, fucked up. It was fucked up during transit. But obviously, her as the customer is entailed to a good functioning product, and even though he didn't do anything wrong, he still kind of needs to fill it. And without doing that, it's sort of a pain in the ass. So if you want to buy a Calico, buy one used. But the Cycloid 2.1, it's, I think, just the biggest difference right now that I can confidently say without having to mess around with the weight distributions and whatever. Like I will get around to that, but the biggest difference I can honestly say is just the texture. It's like 0.3 ounces lighter, and yes, you can still fuck around with the balance to make you can make whatever balance you want. You can pop every weight out, and you can have every weight in. This has every weight in. But like, the part of the fun is being able to just fuck around with that. But honestly, again, I the biggest feeling besides that the weight difference is just the texture. This just is a little smoother or rubbery feeling. Not bad. If that's something that you like, then do what makes you happy. It's smoother and slicker than the Calico is, just texture wise. And but I honestly I love the Cycloid HD. Zippy is great, and I will forever endorse him. I wish he would sponsor me. I know he can't, but like I would be like, damn, bro, if he sponsored me, that would be the easiest fucking shill ever. But yeah, this has been my honest first impressions of the Cycloid 2.1, and for a minimal $6 difference, the real difference that comes down to it is, do you want it to feel smooth or do you want it to feel more premium? That's kind of it. So, thank you, Buffalo Dingus, for, again, the Cycloid 2.1, the Heed Sea Knight, the Titanium Kraken, the Squid Industry Titanium Kraken, and this random bottle of Old Bay seasoning. So yeah, I'm just gonna hold these two up together so that you can get a good look and compare them for the thumbnail, which I will later edit in. But also, be excited for eventually when I do get the palette. Hopefully, I'll still have a hold of this. I will do a plastic Balisong tier list, and it's going to be fun and exciting because there's just been more entries and more things, and I'll talk about stuff, and I will acknowledge that I haven't been able to try everything, but I've tried most of the major competitors, at least the mainstay ones, and anything that I haven't tried, I will give an extra shout out to, and I will be able to be like, oh, check out Blade Bias has covered the Flare. So, anyways, thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, check out the coffee in the description if you'd like my content. Donate a few bucks, it helps me cover shipping, except for this case because Buffalo Dingus actually sent me a sticker to ship back. That was so nice of him. And yeah, thanks. Tune in next time and tell your grandparents you love them if they speak the same language as you, and even if they don't, they still probably know the words I love you, or you probably know the words I love you in whatever language they speak. Tell your grandparents you love them. Unless you don't love them, in which case, talk to your therapist.